Included with the Broken Silence update for the Long Dark is a stranger with a bad leg and some wares he is willing to exchange with. The trader, named Sutherland, not only offers various items they are willing to part with, but they have a story worth telling that requires a different kind of currency. Trust is the key to unlock his secrets, which is so hard to come by in the Quiet Apocalypse. By completing a certain number of trades, he will offer a series of special requests that tie directly to his past. Who is Sutherland? Only through completing his tale can you discover his backstory and unlock some of the rarest items he's discovered lost at sea. Before I continue, please make sure to leave a like and a comment for the algorithm so I can keep making these videos. Let's start by hearing the initial quest dialogue from Sutherland.
All this drifting on the water makes my mind go places. And thanks to my leg, well, there's no way I could manage it. I've got something that needs doing, and you're gonna do it for me, got it? But I'll make it worth your while. Don't doubt it. Find my brother, Wyatt. He hasn't checked in since it all went dark. He runs with this group of preppers. Bad guys, his crew, but they look up to him. There were always three that followed Wyatt around. Stockpilers, hunters, conspiracy nuts. Maybe you know the type, huh? Their old bunkers would be a good place to start looking for them. One of the guys had a half a brain, unlike the other two who were caught up in mounting heads on the wall or scribbling crazy theories. I'd start with him. The half-a-brain survivalist. Bring me any signs of Wyatt you can find. Something squirreled away, out of sight. A loose brick, you get the idea. Those idiots thought they were so damn clever. You do that, and I'll start sharing my best stuff with you. And if you don't, well, good luck to you, pal.
First, I want to clarify his use of the word bunker throughout his conversations. When he says bunker, he is referring to the prepper caches seen throughout Wintermute and Survival Mode. The Tales from the Far Territory expansion included actual bunkers that were used for the Signal Void tale as well as Rudiger's Experiment from the Tales trilogy, but these are distinctly larger. Prepper caches are bunkers, just smaller and more personal sized. Second, I have to mention how thrilled I was when listening to this dialogue. The three preppers he mentions, the Stockpiler, Hunter, and Conspiracy Nut, all refer to the three fully stocked prepper caches from Survival Mode and the specific themes that are attached to them. When the Tales from the Far Territory expansion first released, the old prepper cache system was temporarily removed and then reworked. The new system includes 9 static prepper caches across 9 different regions of Lower Great Bear, but only 3 will be fully stocked. These 3 preppers are the owners of the thematically respective prepper cache. With that out of the way, I can get to the remainder of what he said. It's important to mention that his current condition, referring to his bad leg, is the reason he is asking us to do this job for him. He can't walk very well and is relying on us to do it. He is desperate here, which is why he is so insistent that we trade and build trust. The trust is what he is using to tell if we can get the job done and not screw him over. Of course, with the items he is able to salvage out in the waters, he is willing to offer rewards in return. When it comes to the actual job, he is looking for his brother Wyatt. The last time he heard from him was before the first flare. Wyatt ran with a group of preppers, which are the 3 distinct preppers Sutherland mentioned. The core of these quests is to reach the fully stocked prepper caches and find some evidence of what happened to Wyatt. While Sutherland mentioned they were bad guys, they seem to look up to his brother. He asks you to start with the half-a-brain Stockpiler, which means you must find the cooking-themed prepper cache. This particular cache features a fully stocked kitchen, food, general supplies, and the Prepper's Pie recipe card. Inside this prepper cache, as well as the other 2 fully stocked prepper caches, are some loose bricks hiding a set of documents. Returning those to Sutherland will reveal additional information about the preppers, Wyatt, and the caches themselves. This is the response to returning document stash 1.
You found some of my brother's old papers. He was always writing, drawing up new plans, new designs. In the old days, his crew saw him as some kind of half-assed, end-of-the-world poet. I guess Wyatt's dead-brain buddy must have had some reason for keeping them. The schematics, sure, they'd need those for any repairs, but the other papers... Anyway, that don't tell us where they went. But those guys were useless without Wyatt, weren't they?
Wyatt was a writer and some kind of engineer. He designed various things and left schematics behind. The preppers looked up to him and saw him as some kind of prophet. It seems Wyatt had a fixation on the end of the world. This was mentioned a little bit further in Sutherland's tale, but Wyatt is the designer and builder of the prepper caches. The Stockpiler had the schematics for the prepper cache, which makes sense to Sutherland. They would need a copy to make repairs, but there are additional papers included. He doesn't go into details on what these papers are, but he wondered why the Stockpiler had them. He believed him to be half-brained, almost likely meaning he was an idiot. But there was something odd about the Stockpiler's possession of these papers and why they needed Wyatt. Sutherland truly believed that the preppers were useless without his brother, but then he starts to question this. Regardless of these findings, this doesn't provide the information he was looking for. The remainder of this conversation involves the follow-up quest, which will be included in the next Sutherland's Tale video. So far, we have learned that Sutherland is a resident of Coastal Highway. He had an injury of some kind that made it difficult to walk. He has a boat that he used to explore the coastal areas of Great Bear Island. He is showing signs of the mysterious outbreak that has plagued Great Bear Island on 2 different occasions. Seems to find comfort from water, seems to be a lone wolf, and has a brother named Wyatt. Wyatt is a writer, designer, and engineer for various things, is a prepper and runs with a group of other preppers, and is seen as a poetic end-of-the-world prophet to these preppers. In his journey since the first flare, Sutherland has been exploring the waters off of Great Bear Island, scavenging from derelict ships, gathering supplies, and wondering what happened to his brother. After earning his trust, we have now discovered that Wyatt's crew of preppers was not so useless without him, and there was something strange about the documents they kept. Almost as if there is more going on than just building prepper caches and preparing for the end of the world. When I continue Sutherland's tale in part 3, we will explore our findings inside the Trophy Hunter's prepper cache. If you need to catch up on the lore for the Long Dark, there are various playlists linked in the description for you to explore. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and a comment for the algorithm so I can keep making them.